Engine start.
Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, ABS Light Lancer. So the main problem of this one is ABS lights on. So need to clean this one, this magnet sensor, ABS sensor. As you can see, the dirt inside is a lot, so that's why the indicator is lights on. The other side is already been clean, so when you turn on, so ABS required. So ASC. Require service traction control, so ABS. Also here, spray. And return. So it's all clean. So you can spray a little bit. Okay, that's it. So when the lights on, check first this one, the sensor, if clean or dirty. Second one, the wiring is maybe this one is broken, cut off, bite by rats or something, connection going there, going into the chassis, into the controller. ABS module is faulty, Mitsubishi Lancer has changed the ABS module. So this motor is not working, or it stopped working. That's why the dashboard light is always turning on. So it's need only to service, cancel with the computer. So after a while, I will cancel the fault, the history. So this is the common issue of Mitsubishi Lancer ABS module. So it's common for Mitsubishi Lancer. So what we need to do next is to bleed the brake lines. And today we are checking the sensor of the four wheels. So we are trying to reverse, so it will change the values. reversing now, becoming high. And forward. Okay, on the laptop I have an service manual for the ABS, any model of ABS Lancer. So this 90-266 page. So let's click here. So that's the one, and you can see the ABS, AZS, and the ACD, AYC, and is AWC, MT. Okay, so we're going to show you this manual. So the manual is only I downloaded from internet, so that's why I just want to share this one for any reference when you're repairing a ABS module. I just dismount the module because I want to see inside if what happened, but I see some sand over here inside, little bit dirty. I suspected that this is already been damaged by ground short circuit or water grounded in the motherboard, and also the motor is heated. So the 16 is ground and 47 is ground. So this one, it will trigger the motor to spin if this supply trigger into the module. So this pins is related going to other module, I think, because this is a computer controlled pin. Okay, so this is a 12-volt supply and this is a negative. So okay, so we got the ground and the power supply, this one. Okay, so I just connected the wiring of the positive and negative that's having 12-volt supply from battery. So this one, this post connection is going inside of the motor, so that's the connection for the motor inside. As you can see, have an two connection there inside. So it's the 12-volt supply from the battery. So this is the ABS module solenoid, and this is the hydraulic block and ABS motor underneath. Okay, we are testing the module if have an short circuit inside. So we doing a parasitic drop test from the battery into the module. So the connection is from the multimeter is selected amperes, DC, and amps, 10 amps fuse. Okay, so it's from the negative of the multimeter. The black color is going to negative of battery. See that one? This is a negative of battery, and the positive of multimeter is going to the body ground of the module. So the negative is the positive of multimeter I holding is going to negative terminal of module. So it can detect the leak electricity inside of the motherboard. If has an short circuit, so it will read by the multimeter through 10 amps fuse DC amps. So there is no grounded. So what you need to do is to test the motor. So I remove the motor and I will try to test the resistance. Okay, we are testing the negative of the motor. We are trying to find the negative terminal pin. So from here, I'm sure this is the negative. So the continuity setting is there. Okay, so that's the negative. So the negative is this one. So let's test the resistance of the motor, this DC motor. So should be have, so there's no reading. So select automatic, that's automatic selection for the resistance. So there's no connection, so meaning this motor is blown inside. So let's open the motor. Also try to bypass the motor through battery connection. There's no movement or any trigger. Okay, I will open the motor. Okay, I drill this one to remove the lock. So it's hard to pull out the lock. That's why I decided to drill this one to see what happened inside. The motor is not working. So see this one, the armature is that the shaft, the armature touching the carbon brush. So this is the shaft, the armature is there inside, have an spline. So the carbon brush of negative is this pin. So when you plug in there, I told this before, I said before, this is the negative. So the negative is this second one. So here's the negative going to spring. So the spring, I mean this one at the top of the spring have a small metal going to spring. So it's going to carbon brush. So if you can see, the carbon brush is not pushing or giving tension to armature, having space. That one not giving tension, that's why the motor is not turning when the positive supply giving signal or trigger. So only the problem is carbon brush. So also why the positive is still tensioning, see this, still tensioning, but the negative carbon brush is not tensioning. I will try to off this one and I will show you the spring of what happened. So I've been removed. So what happened, the carbon brush doesn't move, stuck like that. So the positive, this is the positive connection going to supply. So the carbon brush is still working, and if you can see the spring over there is compressed and the other side is good. So meaning this one been stuck. It's not returning. That's why the motor is not working. ABS is showing always indicator need to service, required service. So the spring, I will take off the spring. Gold color housing is pinched by washer. This one during vibration, because the function of this motor is orbital. So this is orbital, so it's like that, the vibrations comes on, and when this one touching or vibrating, this portion is touching into this washer, so becoming this portion is pinched by washer through vibration of the shaft armature. Also the bearing is having pre-play during torn. Could be the bearing adding the force to pinch this portion. So this one is having a relation to push this housing of the carbon to pinch this housing. That's why the carbon brush is stuck up there like that. That's why this one pinch first, because the height is little bit difference. So I can say this is the main problem. Now it's returning. The spring is fine. The resistance of the spring is good. So that's why the ABS motor is faulty, because only of this pinch housing of carbon brush. So I broke the carbon brush because I tried to move up the housing, returning the spring like that. So thank you very much for your watching, and hope you understand what happened to your ABS module doesn't work, or always turning lights the ABS on dashboard. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel